what I thought I'd talk to you guys about today is, if you're looking into getting a bike, if you want to get on the road and start riding, what are my recommendations? You know, what do I recommend just from my experience and wanting to get out on the road? If you're actually going to get a bike, and do I recommend you get a bike before a car, or what's the best way you should go about getting a bike? Should you do dirt bike riding? Should you just do road bike riding? Like, what would be the best aspect and route of going about it? Personally, I think if you go the car first, and there's good reason for that. I had the opportunity to get my bike license ages ago. You know, it was something that I wanted to do, and I've always loved doing, and I waited deliberately because I felt myself, I wasn't mature enough to be on a motorcycle. It was one of those things, if I got a motorcycle back then, it'd either be one of two things. I would either be a way better, way safer driver, or I'd be dead right now and I wouldn't even be making this video for you guys, because I was very gung-ho as a kid. For fuck's sake, I used to drag race bloody push bikes. I actually did that. It was a underground street racing scene I did at high school, and believe it or not, I made a lot of money. That was a nice looking SS wagon. But I recommend, you know, going the car first, because you're in a shelter, you've got something around you. It is like a little bit of a safety cushion or a safety barrier for you to make your beginner mistakes. You want to make mistakes in a car, you don't want to make mistakes on a bike. There is no real room for error. You start getting into these super sports and shit, there's no room. This thing's easy on me, you know, really easy riding position, really kind to me. If I make a mistake, she normally forgives me. Learn the road rules, learn the basics. So on a bike, you want to just be thinking about riding. You don't want to be thinking about, you know, what time do the traffic lights change, what does this road sign mean, what does that road sign mean. You know, you want to know that stuff. You want to have that down pat. You want to have that down pat, and you can then deal with dickheads like that. Are you going to do the same thing? Yeah, you're giving me distance. Also, another thing I recommend, and this is what I did, was ride dirt bikes, ride pit bikes, ride those bikes on private property. I rode the 190, and you guys have seen it, I've been running it in, but I ride that thing more careless than what I ride this, because all you've got to worry about on the pit bike is what's in front of you. You don't need to worry about what's beside you, what's behind you, what's pulling out, what kids running across in front of you. You don't need to worry about that shit. And the 190, you just thrash it around the track. It's one direction, you know everyone's going, I'm not talking about the band, but you know everyone's going the same way, and it's just how it is. It teaches you to ride an out of control bike, and that is what you want. That's what I wanted. My pit bike is dangerous. It's such a small bike, it is super fucking light, and it bites. Why fuck does it bite? Haley here, she's good to me. She's refined. She's like, she doesn't really bite too hard. Whereas the pit bike, there's nothing refined about that. It is like bare bones, go fast or get off me. You know, there's no in between, and it's fun. And it actually teaches you how to ride a bike. So you hop onto one of those, a dirt bike, you will go a hell of a lot faster on that dirt bike, and it will teach you how to ride this bike properly. Because when you get onto the road, you don't have that. You don't have that issue of the bike kicking out from underneath you all the time, unless you're actually making it do it. You know, you don't really have that issue. Whereas on the pit bike, if you can actually withstand that bike being ripped from your hands, you can withstand that bike kicking out, you can withstand the front end starting to slip out. That's what taught me how to trail brake. I learned how to trail brake on a pit bike, because if you can trail brake on the dirt where the front end's going to come out from underneath you, you're going to be able to do it on the road. You know, you're not going to be able to do some Marc Marquez bloody elbow down, push yourself up when the bike drops sort of shit, but you're going to have the basics, and you're going to know how to sort of control the bike when it goes down. Also, it teaches you how to rev match. Something you actually need to know on this. You need to know how to fucking rev match on this bike, because it doesn't have a slipper clutch. So if you don't know how to rev match, you can eat shit. Like literally, you can actually eat shit. The rear wheel can lock up. You dump it down a gear too hard and it'll lock up and it'll step out. I had that happen to my pit bike actually. Back when I was doing stuff that I probably shouldn't have been doing on it. Going too fast and in places that, you know, we won't go into it. But I'm just telling stories, people. It's not real. May not be true. If the po-po are watching this, you ain't got me on nothing. But, you know, I recommend you do that. I really do recommend that you learn how to ride a dirt bike or a pit bike or something along those lines, where if it scares you to ride it, that's good. Like, in all seriousness, if you're private property and it scares you to ride it, that's a good thing, because it's going to teach you, because you need those fundamental skills before you come out on here, because this playground, it bites, and it fucking bites hard. So you've got to have your wits about you at every fucking moment. Like, people laugh at me when I say riding a pit bike's easy to compare to being out on this shit. Like, see that? They're starting to creep in their lane. They see that gap. If there's a gap, assume that another rider's going to, not another rider, well, another rider, another driver, assume that they're going to use it, because they fucking will. And I'm telling you, they will use it. So make yourself seen. If you can make yourself visible, great. And also on a bike, you've got the advantage of having the height. It's like you're in a four-wheel drive, because you're a lot higher than other cars. So that's what I recommend. If you can start out on a smaller bike or a dirt bike or something along those lines, do it. And then progress to the road. If you don't have that opportunity and you can't do that, then that's fine. You know, but personally that's what I recommend. Start in the car, because it's a good stepping stone. You've got that cage, you've got that protection, whereas on a bike you don't have that, and on a bike you've got to pay attention to what you're doing. There is no, oh yeah, she'll be right. It's not she'll be right. You've got to have the wits about you. I've known other people, you know, to start on bikes and they're fine. They love it. You know, they grew up with it and they live in the city, and it's easier to have a bike than what it is to have a car, which is fine. So that's what I recommend. And if you can ride track, like literally, if you can actually ride track, that wasn't what I was meant to say. But if you can ride track, do it. You know, it's good experience as well. But ride dirt as well. But don't be afraid to go on a dirt bike. If you can ride a dirt bike, you can ride a road bike. That's just how it is. Because dirt bikes are going to throw at you 10 times worse than what a road bike will throw at you. But that's what I recommend, guys. If you honestly want to start riding and get into it, and you've never been on the road before, seriously, start with a car. Someone fucking yell at me.